Welcome back. Well, today we are joined by Stuart Spencer of Advanced Ear Care via Zoom. Well, welcome. How are you doing?
Hi, Lisa. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing over there?
We're doing good. We're staying busy, keeping our community informed, which is great. So I appreciate you taking the time today.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Good. Now, are you operating out of your office?
We are. We're fortunate enough, to be in that position where we're able to come in, help people, and be here, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, our regular hours. So,
Okay.
I'm excited to be able to come to work. We're one of the few that can, right?
I know. I think I would be going stir crazy if I was home all day long. So I am certainly happy to be helping the community and doing this stuff just like you. So there are a few COVID issues.
Yeah, my wife always says,
What's
go
that?
ahead. Yeah. Oh, my wife always says, please don't ever retire. So,
Yeah. Really, what would you do? So we've got a few things going on with COVID, and I'd like you to just kind of run through some of that stuff with us. What are some things people need to be taking into consideration?
So, that's a great place to start. All this information we have, I don't think there's a lot of information out there about what hearing impaired people need to be focusing on. So I think this is really a great time to talk about that. Priority obviously is safety, right? For them to be safe and stay away from any kind of exposure to that. But the other side of that is hearing is so important, during this time. Hearing impairment is very isolating anyway, but if they're not hearing and they're isolated, it's really a problem.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of devastating effects on people. So, it's very important for them to be able to hear their friends, their family, get important information, be able to watch TV, see what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing, how they should be, we all know social distancing, we all know those general type of things, but as more specifics come up, even as they talk to caregivers and their facility managers, they've got to know what to do just in their residence, right? Or what they're going to do for meals or prescriptions, or, there's a lot of different things that they need to be hearing. So it's really critical that they're hearing as well as they can.
Right.
And then, there's the other common side of it, is just important conversations with their friends and family, right? Either if they're using Zoom like this, or they're just having telephone conversations, it's really kind of important for them to be able to hear so they feel a lot better, about their family being safe and their family knows they're safe. And, it's just all that reassurance during this difficult time. So, hearing is such a critical part of that. And as we ran a special kind of public service announcement on your TV station telling everybody if they have any issues with their hearing aids, they can call us. And we can even do like a curbside service thing where they can put their hearing aids in a baggie. We can come out, get them, try to fix them, do the best we can at getting them operating perfectly, sanitize them, put them back in the bag and give them back to them right out in the parking lot,
Oh, that's great.
So anybody can do that. They don't have to have purchased the hearing aids here. We just want to help people with their hearing, under any circumstances we possibly can. So, that's out there. So they can always call us, at 949-830-5330. And they can give us that information and we'll be happy to help them, any way we can, so that's just, the basics on all that. And again, we're open, 9 to 5 and we're still here all the time. On the other side of that, if just as a general Good Samaritan side of it, if anybody needs anything and they're not able to find somebody to help them, we're happy to do anything we can, whether it's get them some food or a prescription or anything at all. They can call us and we'll figure out a way to get it done for them.
That is very nice of you. Very nice. One thing I wanted to touch base on is that I'm assuming that people, now that they're staying at home, obviously where they're not seeing as many people on a face-to-face basis, that reading lips before was probably a very important thing. Then of course, when you have your TV, it's not as easy to see because they're not in person. But more importantly is when you're talking on the phone and you're having that phone up to your ear on a regular basis now. You mentioned that it's going to be more or I don't know if it's more difficult for them to hear. I mean, what are some things that they need to do to be able to make it easier for them to talk on the phone more?
So you hit two good points there. One is telephone. The other goes along with that is TV. hearing TV. Some
Mhm.
people struggle with that. So, there are definite things that we can do to help program their hearing aids to help them hear on their telephones, or just instruct them on how to use their telephones properly, putting the phone up over their ear instead of on their ear if they have
Oh,
an over-the-ear type of hearing aid, so that the sound goes directly in the hearing aid, not into their ear, where
okay.
typically their ear mold is in their ear, so it's like an earplug, so they kind of struggle.
Mm,
Um, we can even look at getting them closed caption telephones so that
okay.
they can get those. Um, so there's a lot of good instruction on the phone. Phone's kind of their lifeline right now. So it's really critical that they hear well on the phone. And the same with the TV. There's different settings we can put in a hearing aid. Again, kind of curbside. We can bring them in here, reprogram them, give them back to them so that they can hear their TVs better. And then, so both of those issues are really critical. The other thing you hit on there was the masks, right? So, the masks, so here I have like my bandit mask, right?
Okay.
And then I've got my regular everyday mask, my eagle. And then I
Okay.
have my evening attire mask, right? So when I go out for
Got choices. I love the fact that you have choices. That's but you know what? I certainly can't see your
have to
lips
say
reading
it.
that, right? I mean, how is that going to work when we have masks all the time?
That's right. It's so important. Not even just the lips, but the whole facial expressions.
Mm,
When you cover that up, it really makes an impact. So, all these patients are isolated and they're dealing with these caregivers that have the masks.
mm,
So, two things there, we just have to really be forthright about telling people we're not understanding them. If they're not getting the right information, that, please repeat it. Make sure that I understand what you said and repeat it back to the people that are giving them instructions. And then it's really important, if there's any caregivers listening, just for the caregivers to be patient, and
yeah.
to make sure they're just speaking slower, and more distinctly, not louder. Louder just distorts things and makes things very uncomfortable.
Right.
And then the third issue there is with the mask is flipping off the hearing aids off your ears, right?
Well,
You
right.
take the
So
mask off, you flip the
what's the
hearing
best
aid
way to
off.
do it? Can you show us what, like if you have hearing aids that sit on the back side of your ear, what
So
should you
what So what you want to do is, take the mask off, just hold the hearing aid and then take the mask off. And
do?
then every time you take the mask off, check for the hearing aids. Make sure they're both there. I know it's a little bit of a hassle, but I knock mine off all the time, during the day, taking masks off on and off. So, you kind of want to have the hearing aid under the band of the mask towards your head.
Okay.
So it's tighter there, not on the outside. So it's just kind of flopping around.
Okay.
So, that'd be my advice.
That's good advice because I can see myself, if I have to flip it probably goes flying across the room and then you got to find
Yeah,
it.
that's right. Exactly. People are digging around. They're going, oh my gosh, they're landing in their laps and everywhere else.
I know this is a new norm for us, putting these masks on and off and I know it's rather difficult. And I think it's unfortunate in some ways that we have to do this because you can't see the smiles of everybody. You can't see them talking. You can't see the facial expressions. But then on the flip side, we have to do something to make sure that we're protected. So, it's
That's
sort of a
right.
catch-22, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about like maybe your curbside thing. Because if you really do something like that, should they call you for an appointment or how do you want that to work?
So here's the thing. It's really simple. All they have to do is call and say that they're going to be coming over. And then
Okay.
if they can put their hearing aids in a baggie and just kind of explain what the problem is, if it's not working at all, or if it's weak, or if they need battery, whatever the situation is, they feel like, is going on with it. Because we pretty much know anyway, when we look at a hearing aid to break it all down, what's wrong with it. But if they kind of give us an indication, if it's the right one or the left one or both of them, that type of thing, if they put a little note in that baggie, then
Okay.
when they get here in the parking lot, they can just call and tell us, what color their car is or something. And we just jump right out there and grab it. And then, it just typically takes like 5 or 10 minutes
Yeah.
to evaluate it, look at it, clean it, check it. We sanitize the hearing aid and then put it back in the baggie with a little note about what we did. And
Okay.
then send it back out to them.
Perfect. Perfect. Well,
Yeah, so it
it-
really is
yeah,
simple.
that's great. And you know what? Sometimes these things sort of bring about some sort of simplicity, which I'm finding with many of our folks in the area. They're looking for streamline right now because they really don't want to be out very long. And so being able to provide that, I think, is awesome. So, well, thank
That's
you.
right. And again, and it's no charge, right? So we're
Right,
not charging anybody for that. So
that's
we're
nice.
just happy to help them.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time. I'm glad you're still open and things are still moving forward and you're able to help our folks out. So you stay healthy
Well,
out there and we appreciate the time.
you do the same, Lisa. Thanks so much for the interview today.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
And we'll be right back after this.